Welcome back guys to another Clash Royale video. Today I want to show you guys the Giant Musketeer combo that is often underestimated but is actually really strong. So this is the deck that I've decided to use here. Obviously I got the Giant and the Musketeer in there, but I threw in the Baby Dragon and the Bomber for some splash damage. The Skeletons are in there to distract P.E.K.K.A.s and Princes. The Tesla obviously for defense, and the Minion Horde is just an overall high damage, good card to use, so I threw that in there as well. So let's go ahead, open up some of these chests here, and then we're going to go into some replays. So starting with these free chests, as always. Right now, all I really need in this game is just gold and epics, because as you can see, I have no gold, and I have a ton of cards that need to be upgraded. Let's see here. Hog Rider, 3 Hog Rider, that's actually really nice. What else do we got here? No gold. Goblins and cannons. The last chest we have here. Like I said, all I need is that gold right now. Alright guys, that's going to do it for these chests here. Let's go ahead, look at some of those replays. So here we are guys. Now this first replay was against the level 9. And the only reason I point out the levels to you guys is because it kind of showcases how strong some of these decks are and how they're able to beat even stronger opponents. So right at the start here, going to play it slow and just wait for him to make the first move. He drops that P.E.K.K.A. way in the back, so I drop a WoW because that's a level 5 P.E.K.K.A. Really intimidating. So I'm going to try and make a counter push on the left hand side with my Musketeer. Now unfortunately I don't have my Giant up right now, so I'm going to use my Baby Dragon to tank. And overall this forces him to defend the left hand lane instead of throwing some troops in behind his P.E.K.K.A. So now his P.E.K.K.A. is all alone on the right hand lane. All I have to use is those 1 Elixir Skeletons. And that's going to distract that P.E.K.K.A. long enough to take it out. So it's really important guys, if somebody places like a P.E.K.K.A. on one lane, you have to choose whether or not you want to defend that lane or try and do a counter push. And like I said, the reason I did the counter push there was because it forced him to make a decision as to whether or not he was going to defend that counter push or if he was going to place some troops behind his P.E.K.K.A. And it actually worked out for me because it's pretty easy to take out a P.E.K.K.A. all by itself. So he's going to go in again with the P.E.K.K.A. on the right hand lane. Now I have my Giant up, so I'm going to try and do a push on the left hand side with my Giant and my Musketeer. And I'm just going to play it slow. I'm not going to drop any troops like crazy fast. I'm going to wait till I'm at full Elixir most of the time, so I'm not caught off guard. So he's going to come in with the Prince and the P.E.K.K.A. on the right hand side. I drop those Skeletons and the Tesla, and that's going to defend that right hand side perfectly. Meanwhile, on the left hand lane, I have my Giant and my Musketeer. They're doing some crazy damage to that tower. Those 2 troops by themselves are able to take out the tower, because what he did was he decided to try and push the right hand lane with his Prince and his P.E.K.K.A. instead of defending. So that's why I said before guys, you have to make the decision as to whether you're going to defend their P.E.K.K.A. push or if you're going to do a counter push of your own. So right there, it really worked out for me. Now we're into the double Elixir period here. I want to try to push the right hand lane. I know I can defend if necessary, so I can win this if I need to by just drawing it out. But I really do want to get that second tower because I need to get my crown chest for the day. So I drop my Giant in front, my Musketeers in back doing some crazy damage. I use the Tesla as an offensive Tesla to do some crazy damage to that P.E.K.K.A. and that Prince there. Now I've got 2 Musketeers down. I drop my Giant as a defense. It's really going to distract all of his troops there. Now his Hog Rider's coming in. I get my Tesla down at the last second so that the Hog Rider is distracted. And now I've got a pretty strong push going on here. He drops his arrows. I'm not too sure why. So I recognize that, and I know I have the opportunity now to go in with my Minion Horde. So that's what I'm going to do here. Now watch this guys. 10 seconds left. His tower is at full health. Watch how much damage this combination does right here. Within 10 seconds, I'm able to go in and take out that right hand tower for a 2 crown victory. Let's go ahead to the next replay, guys. Here we go, guys. Right at the start here, I go ahead and drop the good luck emote, just trying to be polite. He drops the thumbs up, which kind of scares me because I find a lot of the times the people that use the thumbs up right at the start of the battle turn out to be expo users. So I'm just going to play it slow and see what he does next. He's going to go ahead with the Goblin Barrel on my tower. Now, unfortunately, I don't have my arrows up, so I dropped my Bomber. But it was actually a good thing because if I had wasted those arrows on the Goblin Barrel, I wouldn't have that for the Minion Horde that came right afterwards. So right now, I'm just going to wait, let that Bomber walk up, and see what he's going to play next. He's going to go ahead and drop the Prince card, which costs 5 elixir, guys. Now watch how I defend this. I use the Tesla and the 1 elixir skeletons, which cost a total of 5 elixir. So I take out the Prince card, but I also have a full health Tesla left over. So overall, a positive elixir trade for me. So now I'm back at 10 elixir. I'm going to go ahead and drop that giant in the back. It's got a pretty slow movement speed, so it actually allows me to build up my elixir and build up a really strong push behind it. So now he's got a skeleton army and some spirit gobs coming in. Not really going to do anything for that. I have my bomber on the one side already. He uses the fireball, which takes out my bomber, which is kind of unfortunate, but that means he has 4 elixir less to defend this giant push here. So now I've got my musketeer in behind my giant. I use my minion horde because I know he's pretty low on elixir. That minion horde is going to go in and take out those barbs, no problem. Now he drops his own minion horde, but I'm able to take that out. And that arrows there was actually a huge waste because by the time the arrows landed, all the minions were already dead. And watch how much damage I was able to get done there with that one push with those minions and that musketeer. His tower is down to 200 health. I'm going to drop my baby dragon here. Baby dragon is going to be a little bit distracted by how many skeletons there are and kind of just attack super slow, which was kind of weird, but you know, sometimes that stuff happens. Now he drops that Goblin Barrel again. I'm going to defend it here with the Bomber and the 1 Elixir Skeletons, which was kind of a bad move now that I think about it, because if you know somebody has a Prince card in their deck, I should have saved those Skeletons for the Prince because I knew he was going to use it next. So right now he has his Prince coming in. I don't have those Skeletons anymore to defend, so I have to drop my Giant there. He drops the Lightning Spell to try and take out my Tower and my Tesla. Now I could do 2 things here. I could push the right lane or try and go for that 3 crown. So I choose to go for the 3 crown because I really need to get my crown chest for the day. So he has his barbs there, taking out my giant. I drop my bomber, but he has that minion horde, and that's going to do some damage to my troops there. Now he's got that Goblin Barrel again, doing some damage to my tower, but I have a pretty strong push here. Unfortunately, I don't have my bomber up, so that skeleton army is going to do some pretty crazy damage to that giant there. And with 10 seconds left, it's not looking like I'm going to be able to get that 3 crown. So I'm just going to defend here for the last couple of seconds. Watch this bomber, guys. Watch how much damage this bomber does here. Really crazy. Love that troop right now. So that's going to do it for this replay, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next one. Here we are with that last replay, guys. Now this was another battle against a level 9. I faced a ton of level 9s and 10s at this trophy range. It kind of sucks, but on the other hand, it's also fun beating these higher levels. But right at the start here, he's going to go ahead and drop the Spear Goblin Hut. Unfortunately, I don't have any tank on my starting hand, so I have to drop that Musketeer. And I'm going to follow her up with a Bomber as well. And I still don't have anything tanky to throw in front of them. So I'm just going to kind of wait, see what he does. He drops a Witch and a Skeleton Army. So I dropped the arrows there, which were kind of a waste because I could have used my Bomber to do the same thing. So now he's got a strong push coming here with the Witch and some Spirit Goblins behind it. I drop my Tesla to defend and the Baby Dragon as well. But he is able to get a couple of hits off on my tower, bring it down to 1900 health. And now we're at 4 Elixir. And we're just going to wait, let it build up again, and see what his next play is before I decide what I want to do. He's going to go ahead and drop a second Spirit Goblin Hut. So I'm going to try and make a counter push on the right-hand side. One thing you have to kind of take into consideration, guys, against the Spirit Goblin Hut is that over time, 1 or 2 hits by those Spear Goblins every single time they go into your base, it will do some strong damage to your tower over the course of a battle. So you do have to kind of keep an eye on that through the course of a battle. But right now, I'm going to try and do a push on the right-hand side with the Giant and the Musketeer. He's got his Giant Skeleton coming in here, and I really don't want that thing getting to my tower, so I drop my Minion Horde, and I'm forced to use my Bomber to distract that Giant Skeleton and pull it away from my tower. And watch this on the right hand, guys. My Giant and my Musketeer were taken out by a Skeleton Army. In my last video I did, I talked about how strong the Skeleton Army is as a defense, and right there was a prime example of how strong it can be. So overall, things aren't looking too great right now. But a battle is a whole 3 minutes, and if not longer in overtime, so there's plenty of time to do a comeback, and all it really takes is 1 strong push to take out a tower. So right now I'm just waiting for my Elixir to build up and see what he plays. He drops another Spirit Goblin Hut, so I'm going to drop a Tesla to defend that and prevent those Spirit Goblins from getting some damage on my tower. And now I'm going to go in on the right hand side with my Giant push once again. He drops his Giant Skeleton on the left hand side, so I'm going to try and do a push from the right hand side, and then use some troops to distract that Giant Skeleton. I have my Bomber there. That's going to pull over the Giant Skeleton, distract him long enough that I'm going to be able to take it out. Now he drops that poison spell there, which is kind of annoying, does damage to my tower, and destroys any defensive troops that I want to drop out. So now watch this on the right, guys. My Giant's going to go in there with my Bomber, Musketeer, Baby Dragon, and the Minion Horde, and watch how much damage I'm able to do here to this tower in a couple of seconds. Over the course of a couple of seconds, I bring it down from almost full health all the way down to 400 health. But right now, my tower on the left is 900 health. He's got a pretty strong push here with the Skeleton Army. I don't have my arrows up quite yet, so I have my Baby Dragon there doing it some work. And now just playing it slow, playing it safe, because we're in overtime and all it takes is one tower to go down to lose the battle. So I'm going to play it slow, see what he does here. I drop my Giant to kind of distract all of his troops here and buy myself some time. He drops his Poison Spell, which is super annoying. It's going to take out my Musketeer, my Bomber, and do some damage to my tower. So right now things really aren't looking that good. He's got his Skeleton Army coming in once again. Fortunately, I had my arrows ready. Now I'm going to go in on the right-hand side because I know he's low on Elixir. I have my Minion Horde going in and my Baby Dragon. He makes a mistake here. He thinks his Witch is going to defend that, but it isn't. And I'm going to be able to take out that tower with a 1-crown victory, guys. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to subscribe. I'll be putting out new stuff every single day. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.